Welcome back to our channel, friends. Today we're immersing ourselves in the 18 best thrifted winter decor finds that are defining cozy farmhouse interiors for 2026. Picture soft candlelight bouncing off patinated wood and vintage finds that feel like home the moment you see them. If you're inspired by comfort, character, and budget-friendly styling, subscribe, like, and comment with your favorite thrift find below. Grab your favorite throw, snuggle in, and let's explore ideas that will make your home feel like a warm embrace. Imagine walking into your living room and seeing a generously thrifted plaid throw draped over a slip-covered sofa, its woven lines echoing classic farmhouse charm. Plaid has a timeless appeal this winter, grounding spaces with pattern and color while evoking nostalgia, perfect for post-holiday styling. Layer these throws on chairs or beds, mixing soft neutrals with richer tones like deep greens or charcoal to visually warm every corner and invite people to stay a while. Among winter's most enchanting thrifted treasures are pieces of vintage milk glass, opaque, creamy vessels that capture light and whisper stories of seasons past. Display them on open shelves, group several varying heights on mantels, or use them as vases for dried eucalyptus or berry sprigs. These heirloom pieces bring subtle sophistication to cozy interiors, marrying nostalgic elegance with farmhouse authenticity in every vignette. Next, think about slipping a thrifted antique lantern into your winter decor rotation. Place it on a console table with a battery-operated candle inside. Flickering warm light immediately changes a room's emotional temperature. Nestle lanterns beside stacks of vintage books or wooden trays filled with pine cones for a vignette that feels both harvested from nature and curated with intent. The result invites guests to linger and enjoy the gentle, ambient glow. Elevate simple surfaces with a collection of reclaimed breadboards pulled from thrift shelves, their unique shapes and graining telling stories of countless meals shared. Lean them behind jars of winter botanicals like frosted branches, nestle them among candles, or cluster them as backdrop art on a sideboard. Their organic warmth and functional aesthetic add depth to your winter scheme while honoring everyday objects as art. Enamelware bowls, white with simple colored rims, are thrifted classics that infuse tabletop styling with rustic character. Fill them with pine cones, dried citrus, or willow branches for a centerpiece that bridges winter's crisp outdoors with cozy interiors. Arrange multiple bowls of differing sizes and shapes down a dining table to create a continuous landscape of texture and warmth, pairing them with taper candles for evening gatherings. take a second-hand frame and repurpose it as a backdrop for a winter wreath woven with neutral tones and subtle berries. Hang this over a vintage sideboard or anchor it above a hearth to make a striking seasonal statement. This kind of thrifted art piece brings a crafted sensibility to your walls, encouraging eyes to linger and creating a dialogue between texture, shape, and space. The beauty of thrifted stoneware is its heavy presence and lived-in surface. Line your shelves with ironstone pitchers, stoneware crocks, and earthenware pieces, each imperfection and glaze variation adding visual intrigue. Intermingle with small evergreen sprigs or dried flowers tucked inside these vessels. On open shelving, these pieces become sculptural winter accents, grounding your decor in authenticity and tactility. Nothing says winter like a generous basket brimming with soft, thrifted throws, chunky knits, quilted throws, and even heirloom quilts. Tuck this by the hearth or beside a reading chair so that warmth is ever within reach. Select varying textures and hues that harmonize with your color palette. The tactile richness invites touch and cozy lounging, setting a relaxed yet intentional mood throughout the season. Reclaimed dough bowls make stunning winter centerpieces. Fill one with a natural arrangement of evergreen clippings, pine cones, cinnamon sticks, and battery lights for a feast of texture. Set this atop your dining or kitchen table as a living tableau of winter's quiet bounty. The simplicity and scale of the dough bowl make it a commanding presence without overwhelming the space. Add a patchwork of warmth with thrifted quilts. Their varied patterns and stitches are tactile poetry. Drape a quilt over a bench, use it as a bed throw, or hang it on a decorative quilt rack to transform vertical surfaces into cozy art. Their layered fabrics offer visual depth and warmth, especially in neutral farmhouse interiors where texture becomes the star of the design. Add thrifted brass trays and metal accents to your winter vignettes to reflect candlelight and create visual contrast against softer textiles. These metallic touches bring warmth and elegance to rustic settings. Use brass trays as bases for groupings of candles, short vase arrangements, or collections of small finds. They anchor displays with cohesive style and temper the overall palette with subtle sheen. Layering table runners is a simple styling strategy that immediately enriches your winter table setup. Start with a neutral base and add a thrifted runner with subtle pattern, perhaps a muted plaid or handwoven textile, to draw the eye lengthwise along the table. Pair with textured napkins and small candle clusters to complete a welcoming dinner presentation that feels curated yet effortless. Transform your mantel into a pastoral winter village using thrifted mini homes, candle holders, and natural greens. Space pieces thoughtfully, allowing negative space to balance visual weight. Add battery-powered fairy lights tucked behind elements for a soft, magical glow that feels equally festive and tranquil. This layered display becomes a narrative focal point, a cozy world atop your hearth. Thrifted Apothecary jars are treasures for winter styling. Fill tall jars with frosted pine cones, dried botanicals, or twig arrangements accented with flecks of white paint to mimic snow. Place jars in groupings on sideboards or near entry tables where natural light can catch the glass, sending reflections throughout the room. These small but impactful pieces echo the season with elegance. Bring soft warmth into corners using thrifted lamps with upgraded shades. Think pleated, linen, or subtly pleated fabrics. Adjust lighting to warm temperature bulbs to create depth and intimacy in seating areas. When placed next to comfortable seating with layered throws and pillows, these lamps offer a retreat from winter's darkness and invite evening conversations and quiet moments alike. Create an inviting entry vignette using thrifted accents, an old sled, vintage skates, or stacked wooden crates with lanterns and greenery. Add a plaid or neutral cushion on a bench, and your guests immediately sense welcome and thoughtful curation. This transition space sets the tone for your home, a warm, layered introduction to winter's cozy embrace. Thrift your winter decor with natural elements like dried eucalyptus, birch branches, and pine cones. Arrange these materials in thrifted vases, galvanized buckets, or repurposed pitchers for a fresh, organic feel that complements rustic interiors. These foraged accents aren't just seasonal, they become timeless components of winter styling that celebrate texture and simplicity. The Grandma Chic trend is resurging in 2026. Vintage florals, heirloom patterns, and classic forms lend deep personality to interiors when paired with modern restraint. Thrifted china, delicate lace textiles, or antique mirrors layered into winter vignettes create a narrative of comfort and legacy. This nostalgic touch enriches your seasonal style while staying rooted in trends that honor both past and present. As we wrap this cozy tour of the 18 best thrifted winter decor finds for 2026, imagine your home infused with light, texture, and personal story. Each thrifted piece, whether a quilt, lantern, bowl, or vintage frame, carries character that invites comfort and connection. If these ideas inspired you, subscribe, like, and comment your favorite winter thrift find. Thanks for joining this warm journey. May your home be an inviting refuge all season long.